Hello everybody and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D Sex Icon, and we're back today for another episode of Call of Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep. And we're back with a full cast and crew today to get up to no good once again and dive into the depths of insanity. So let's do just that. Let's meet first of all, Greg, how's it going today?
I'm doing well. I was always surprised. I cannot wait to get in here and play a little bit of Marcus Jordan. He is a photojournalist. He is a bunch of different things. But right now he is on his own, unless you count Lucy, which you shouldn't, because it's a car that wants to kill him. So, you know, checking off the boxes here for Marcus's untimely demise. Let's get to it, honey.
Thanks, dear. I'm also technically kind of alone. I know I'm with the rest of the group, but she's missing her other half. Maybe might have made a deal being Nyarlathotep's executioner last session, something like that. It's fine. We're gonna kill the source of all problems, as I am an assassin / trophy wife. Katherine Jordan's ready to go. Ready to murder us some people. Let's do this.
Absolutely, and we have the good doctor back with us today, Lucy. How's it going, my friend?
I wish I could say it's been a good day, but it's been a bloody awful day for me. Absolutely awful. So I'm hoping Call of Cthulhu will make it a lot better day. So be kind, Will. Be kind to Lucian. He's had a tough time. I've had a tough time. We've all had a tough time.
I'm cruel to be kind, Tom.
well, you know. So, yeah, let's just play and hope for the best.
That's the spirit. Pruitt, how's it going today, my friend?
It's going great. I'm excited to reprise my role as everyone's favorite Russian weapons dealer, Koskov Romanovich. And unlike Lucien, he does not just want to take it easy. You got to be proactive. You got to grab life by the horns and ride that bitch down to the ground, which is exactly what he did, making a deal. The deal of all deals, his second best deal he's ever made. And so I can't wait to start supplying all of his cultists with weapons and arms and armaments because, goddamn, they're easy to kill, and we just, we can't have that. We got to up the game here.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we have Don back with us today. Don, how's it going?
It is fantastic. I'm really excited to see what happens today. I didn't think we were going to run into Nyarlathotep last episode and actually have conversations with him. I feel like those of us who made the deal made a poor choice, but then again, maybe they'll be the ones to survive. I wish this was a problem that I could drive a car through. I feel like this is one of those rare situations where you can't just drive a car through your problems, but we'll see.
Have you tried?
Not yet.
Yeah, that's the question, really. Oh my lord. Well, before we get started today, I'll remind you guys of a couple of things. The first of which is we're sponsored here today by fantasygrounds.com. Go to their website, you can download the virtual table for free. All the maps, images, tokens are all incorporated into Fantasy Grounds. You can go download that on Steam or via their website, fantasygrounds.com. And Wayland Games is a place to go for tabletop board games, war games, and more at up to 20% off the retail value. So go to waylandgames.co.uk for that. And last but not least, Dice Envy have some incredible dice for sale. And they also have an awesome loot box subscription that you can get. Just loot dice every month coming to your house for as low as $5 and upwards. So go and check that out. If you haven't already retweeted this tweet, go ahead and do so. And you can, of course, donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and so much worse. My last plug for the day is the 48-hour stream, which is happening in just a few weekends' time. I'll drop a sign-up link there as well for you guys. You can go sign up and play in any one of the games. We are doing it to raise some money for a GoFundMe that Sid and I have started to get me over to the United States of America, of all places. So there's that. But let's head into today's game because, oh boy, it was last week's game a doozy. So a lot of very good decisions were made last week. I want to start off by saying that. Just as a independent party, as your benevolent keeper who wants the best for you, you guys made some really, really good decisions. Mostly, that involved a conversation with Nyarlathotep as his minion, Thomas Kinnery, had him at something of a disadvantage in a miser house, at least these 4, including Katherine, bottom row, were under his puppet's command. He was like, you know what, I need to talk to the big guy about this, because the big guy, he's going to know what's going on, he's a smart dude. So a bit of astral teleportation happened, and projected to speak to the creature himself, Nyarlathotep. And he offered them all a very good deal, sort of loaning out their souls with a really low rate of interest. Deal was if they would kill his nemesis, Dunsborough, then in exchange they would have great power when his empire ruled over the world once again. Seems like a pretty good deal to Katherine and to Koskov. So the two of them decided that it would be a good idea to sign an arms deal with Nyarlathotep and arm his followers with some more weapons, and to become his executioner in Katherine's case. And he was very happy with that. Unfortunately, Tennessee was not on board with Nyarlathotep's plan. Couldn't see the bigger picture that Nyli was seeing, and decided to turn him down. And I'm pretty sure Lucien turned him down there in the end as well, because Lucien is a man of fiber. But Nyarlathotep was like, well, if you're going to be like that, then I'm going to throw you back to the dogs, and you're going to have to deal with Kinnery. So Thomas Kinnery back in Miser House. There's about to be a confrontation there, it would seem, with the party, because Nyarlathotep was pretty clear about the fact that he didn't care if Thomas Kinnery lived or died, but he did recommend to Koskov that he take the puppets, because you would find them particularly useful. Meanwhile, in a library somewhere, Marcus had a conversation with Dunsborough, the man of the umbrella, and for once remembered the conversation that he had with him. He was very concerned, both of them were concerned, that Katherine was captured by Nyarlathotep and in his claws, suggested the only way to free Katherine from his grip would be to kill Edward Gavigan of the Penhew Foundation. And so now armed with a car named Lucy and all sorts of weaponry, no doubt, Marcus is headed to the Penhew Foundation to deal with that scenario. So we're actually going to pick back up in Miser House with the party, the main group of the party at least, as you guys are having a really fun, just had a really fun conversation with Thomas Kinnery, with Nyarlathotep rather, and you're back here with Kinnery in Miser House. And to remind you, it's him plus 3 others of occultists of Nyarlathotep who are standing around the room with you guys right now. You haven't seen whether or not these guys are armed in any way, but Kinnery is clearly armed, at least in a magical sense, with a book upon which sits the puppets of each of you that he seems to have been able to command. And as you guys come back into the room, you can see heavy beads of sweat on his face. He looks very tired, close to maybe even passing out, and his hands running over the puppets, his fingers seem weak, and they're also dripping with beads of sweat as well. So he looks back around the room and says, "You spoke with the master then?"
We came to an understanding.
Yep.
Good. All of you?
Well, I certainly
Yep.
did.
As far as I know. So
All of
do you want
us.
to, now that we're all on the same side, perhaps we can dispense with this constrainment that you have us under?
Very well. And his hand flickers away from the puppets, which still sit on his book, upright and somewhat animate, but he seems to no longer be controlling you. So, what did the master have planned?
Well, he wants us to kill some guy, what was his name? I forget. Dunsborough, yes. Katherine, I think you have more history with this Dunsborough. Oh,
Just a wee
Kinnery
bit.
here. And Koskov pulls out like a hanky from his jacket. It's like, here, you have something on your face.
Thank you.
And I'll hand him a hanky. Yes, turns out it's my fist. And then I punch Thomas Kennery right in the face. As I light my right fist up and just punch him right in the face.
And Will, what is the room that we're in right now? So
you guys were so you're in a large, I guess, rectangular room. Most notably, there is a open door, like a hatch in the floor, with a staircase leading downwards to where you suspect a creature, the thing in the fog, lies, as there's, just like the smell of burnt hair emanating from it. Rest around the room, there are bookcases. You're in a sort of, I guess, not really a library, but you're in a personal library, I guess, sort of room. There's plenty of bookcases and shelves around. It's almost maze-like, so there's plenty of cover to go to. Notably, I will say though, as Koskov, as you punch this man, the 3 other cultists do not move. They seem to be watching in judgment. You can roll that attack roll.
Alright. Fighting brawl. Holy shit, I barely succeeded. It's gonna be one of those days again.
Alrighty. So I actually had from Architect Origins a donation just before the game to improve your One Punch Man glove, to give it so that, well, improve in some way. On an extreme success, or I guess a hard success, your unarmed damage is greatly increased, and on a critical, even more so. But the downside is, if you get anything below a hard success, you'll take a part of the damage as well. And of course, there's still the wild magic surge stuff going on there too, so that's gonna be fun. So you punch this man, and I believe there's a wild magic surge straight away. Or Kennery. So feel free to roll that, and I'll look it up.
So my unarmed damage is, so that's 5, and then a d6 of fire. So another 4, so that's 9 damage.
And it's about to get punched down.
So 36, 60.
Ooh, vile tentacles sprout from the caster's face. I think that as you punch him, and we'll say that you take just like 1 damage when you punch them. The wild magic is so powerful that you take a little bit of lashback. But as you punch him and he's sent flying, you see his face becomes wrapped around with tentacles that are all reaching inside his mouth, and they're the same kind of tentacles that you suspected the thing in the fog's tentacles looked like. Those like trunk-like tentacles.
Oh, do I see them?
Reaching inside his mouth. Well, you wouldn't recognize it because you haven't exactly seen. I guess. Well, actually, Katherine has given anyone to see it. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say that Katherine would definitely be the one that would recognize that. And these tentacles that look like the thing in the Vox ones just wrap themselves inside his eyes and through his mouth, and begin to suffocate and kill him.
Yes.
The 3 other cultists look on fairly impassively.
Yes, your master would like to have conversation with you. So, Will, you said I took 1 damage. Now, I have 1 armor. Is that 1 damage on top of my armor?
Yeah. Cool. So for the armor, it'd be like magic.
Gotcha. All right. And then Koskov is going to like, does he go like flying back? Does he drop the puppets and all that?
He goes flying backwards, yeah. The book flies, the puppets fly, and he is like writhing on the floor. It looks like he's having some kind of spasms as the tentacles are reaching inside his mouth. And you're under no illusions that he's not going to survive for very long with those tentacles.
Yeah. Koskov, he lets them do their work, and he's going to go over and recover his handkerchief because he doesn't deserve it. It's monogrammed. It was from his second wife. But he is going to go and like pick up these little dolls and like look at the Koskov doll and like, Tennessee, you want? Eh? Hands Tennessee his Tennessee doll.
Tennessee takes his doll, and as soon as he has it in his hand, he pulls his shotgun out of his trench coat, aims it at the nearest cultist, and fires straight at the chest.
Alrighty. So as you do that, roll me the attack roll first of all.
So 8 damage.
Nice.
It's pretty bad.
Is anyone else, and I'll give you guys a sort of the benefit of a surprise around here, seeing as these three were not expecting something like this. Is anyone else doing anything? Are you joining Tennessee?
Catherine wants to shut the door to the hatch.
Okay.
And,
is there any cover?
Yep, there are plenty of bookcases that you could go jump behind.
I'll do that. Lucian will jump behind the bookcase.
Okay. What about Koskov?
Koskov will, he'll pull out his pistol, and he'll take a shot at one of the cultists.
Okay.
Is there enough cover for him to kind of like pop a shot off and then move behind?
I say so. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, then I'm going to do that. So that is a regular success. And why aren't you rolling dice? There you are. 6 damage.
Nice. If you're shooting into the same guy that just got shotgunned, then you could finish him off.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
It's the nearest guy. We'll go Pulp Fiction on him.
And I think everyone then's taken an action. So as the rattle of gunfire sets off, one of the cultists, the two of them still alive, they both died behind bookcases as well. And the two of them begin to chant in a language that you don't quite understand, but the chanting is soft at first and grows louder and louder. And you can begin to see this bubble of energy appearing in the center of the room, just above the hatch. And the fog begins to emanate out from the hatch itself. And you hear a thundering crash of the hatch as it explodes outwards. And you can feel this writhing mess of tentacles, even though you can't see them. Fog beginning to come out, and whatever this bubble of energy is, it seems to have called the thing in the fog forth. The hatch is up, and you can feel it beginning to enter into the room swiftly. What do you guys do?
Oh. Shit.
Catherine's gonna run behind a bookcase to one of the chanting cultists and garrote him from behind. She's had pocket full of violin strings.
Yeah, you see his eyes widen a smile as you begin to garrote him, and even as you're doing that, he's just smiling at you.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping he can stop chanting, and maybe this will stop a little bit. So, that's a success. I'm real good at this. So it's gonna be okay. 8 points of damage.
As you're like, squeezing out the air from his neck, he says, "What has begun cannot be undone." And the other guy begins to chant that as well. "What has begun cannot be undone. What has begun cannot be undone."
Is the guy who she's choking still up?
Yeah, he's on 1 HP, so he's still alive.
Won't be next round.
Well...
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead, Don. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just basically... Is there a nearby bookcase that if I push it over, that will cover the hatch?
Yeah, let's say that it would.
I will attempt
to push it. I'll also give a see there are plenty of exits to this room as well. There's a staircase running upwards that you guys were coming up, and there is just plenty of doors outside either end of the room in case you just wanted to leave.
Okay. Well,
because you do know it's slow.
Yeah. For now, Lucian is going to push the bookcase over in attempt to
buy some time. Yeah, run me strength.
Oh dear. Oh dear. He's not very strong. Do I use a nat 20? No, I believe in the heart of the dice. Oh, so close as well. Fuck you, dice. Okay. I'm going...
It's like one of these. It's like one of these old, you know, like it's like Victorian style bookcases, heavy with dust, hasn't been used a long time. It's maybe like nailed into the floor somewhat. Like the nails are old, but like you know, you're like trying to push against this like heavy force, and you just can't quite get it over. You can see Lucian struggling. If anyone would like to help him, who still has an action in this round.
Come on, it's a good idea.
Koskov, being one of, he's got pretty good strength. He's going to run over and help the good doctor, because he sees it's a valuable idea.
Okay,
and Tennessee has a shotgun, so. What's going on? Holy crap, I barely succeeded again.
The two of you just like, you sort of check it thinking that it's going to be easy, and you're like, oh shit. And then really the two of you have to push in a concerted effort until eventually this bookcase begins to, just yawningly just like smashes down of a crash of books onto the space where the hatch was and where tentacles are bursting forth from that area. And dust falls, and you begin to cough on the amount of dust which has entered into this room. Okay, so I think it's just Tennessee who hasn't taken a turn this round.
Tennessee he hasn't stopped walking. He steps right towards the remaining bookcase, turns around the corner to where the remaining cultist is that's not being choked out. He's reloading his shotgun as he goes. And is this guy backing away? Is he trying to do anything?
He's just like standing there now as his friend is getting garroted behind him. He's no longer chanting, he's just saying, "What has begun cannot be undone. What has begun cannot be undone."
Tennessee will walk straight towards him.
Size as possible.
And Tennessee will walk straight towards him, barrel put right up to the front of his face, and he'll say, "Every one of you that goes down, your master gets weaker. Pull the trigger."
Give it that roll.
Do I want to do this? I'm going to push this roll.
Let's do it.
No.
You can't spend long on that is baited so fucking hard. Oh my god, this is like last week again. Yeah, your shotgun, you just say that line and you lower it towards him and shoot him, and it just jams. And there's something in it, you click again, and it's just nothing's firing. And you rattle with it for a second, and he just smiles at you and says, "What has begun cannot be undone." He draws a dagger, and he's going to move in for some fun himself if he can. He's equally as ineffective. So he begins to, try to slice at you with this dagger, but his slices are wild and enraged, and he's barely making any sense while he's babbling under his mouth. However, the thing in the fog is a little bit better, and it begins to shove against. Oh my god, with an extreme success! It begins to shove against the bookcase. This thing has an immense strength. You've seen it lift a car straight up into the middle of the sky, and so a bookcase is not so much a problem for it. The bookcase flies upwards, erupting, and actually flies all the way through the ceiling, and gets wedged in the ceiling. A few moments later, the sheer velocity of the bookcase flying upwards, and you can feel the creature pulling itself into the room with a large thud. The smell, reek of burnt hair fills your nostrils. It's almost overwhelming in its intensity, and it begins to flail around the room wildly. All right, handing back to you guys. Katherine, you've got one man who's still just about alive. Tennessee's got a man with a knife, and you will have a thing in the fog.
So the great thing about the garrote weapon is that you can just keep going. You don't have to, once you get that, it's on there. So he just takes an automatic more damage.
Sweet, so he's going to die no matter what.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he dies. The words, "what has begun cannot be undone," upon his lips as you kill him.
So that, and then we've got to get the fuck out of here. And then she's just gonna head towards an exit. This thing is, nope.
All right, you run towards the nearest door after you finish killing that man. Lucian and Koskov, you two are together as you see your bookcase plan fall to pieces. Quite literally.
It was a good idea. How close is that book that Kinnery was reading?
It's about a move action away. You'd be quite close to the thing in the fog.
Nope, he's running. He's getting out of there full pelt. He's like, fuck this! Nearest door, pelting.
You see Katherine running and you go with her.
Yep.
Koskov, what are you doing?
Koskov, still a little doll in hand. He's just going to go ahead and get the F out. He really wants to go punch that thing, but he can't really see it, and so fuck it. So,
and then Tennessee.
Tennessee, now that he's kind of locked up with this guy, his gun jammed and he missed with the dagger, he's going to try to use the leverage of his shotgun to drive this guy and throw him into where he imagines is this invisible monster.
Nice. Yeah, you can roll. We're on the pose strength here.
All right.
Roll a 45.
Did I get this? Jesus.
So yeah, it's a success for you, but he also got a success, and he rolled.
I'm gonna push it.
Do you want to push that? Yeah.
I'm gonna push it again.
Oh man, look at 45 and under. He, as you begin to push him, there's just like this grin on his face as he begins to continue to chant. And he just, he has the knife in one hand and it's like cutting through his hand as he wraps it around the shotgun, and just begins to push you back towards the creature. What has begun cannot be undone. And you can feel it's getting closer and closer. You're edging across the room towards it, and those flailing tentacles are whipping around. You sense the smell of burnt hair getting hotter and hotter next to you. And the thing in the fog gets to do its thing at this point. So, 3 tentacles lash out around the room. Koskov is the last one to exit, so he's just about within reach. This thing has an insane grab reach, and hits you for 11. Actually, you have to go down here to... Here it is. Okay. 7, 8, 9 points of damage to Koskov as one of these tentacles just whips out across the room. You don't even see it, but you can hear the sound of it. It's almost like a whip cracking as it smacks into the back of Koskov and just tears out a gouge from his back. Koskov, if you're still up, you will manage to exit the room, but it will have raked into your back. Sweet. Tennessee misses. Oh wait, 29. It's not 92. Tennessee will take.
Am I able to
8 points
dodge?
of damage. Yeah, you can make a dodge roll for this.
I'll use a nat 20 on that.
Alrighty. I will knock that off here in a sec. And the second one.
How I imagine this is as it comes in and this guy's driving him back to it. Tennessee, because of a wild magic surge, is double jointed in his back. He goes bent over backwards, grabs this guy by the ankles, and tries to pull his ankles out from underneath, and then rolls away.
Sweet. Love it. Let's see here.
Like a droidica?
Like a droidica.
Exactly.
Exactly like a droidica. That's good. Alright, about one thing last, so the negotiations were short. The last one whips in on a 92, which is just a miss. So Tennessee just about evades certain doom as these 2 tentacles remaining in the room whip out around him and miss. Now, back to the party. Katherine, Lucian, and Koskov, you guys are out the door right now. And you realize, well, I mean, maybe you don't even realize that Tennessee isn't with you.
Koskov is going to yell out for Tennessee to get the hell out of there, even as he is running either upstairs, like to the kitchen or somewhere. It's time to start turning the gas on.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking Plan B needs to happen.
Okay, so you're trying to desperately find a kitchen in this like manner that you haven't been to before. So you vaguely might have an idea of where it is. You're probably on the wrong floor. You're gonna need to go up the flight of stairs to get to that sort of area. So you yell at him, and you guys are running. Katherine and Lucian.
Running away.
So we're running up a staircase, aren't
Yeah.
we, at this moment, to get to the ground?
Yeah, you're Scooby-Dooing.
Okay, I'm gonna run up and wait at the staircase and look down after Tennessee and hold there.
Okay.
Can we see the cultists still from the top of the stair?
No.
We were too.
You're
Okay, well
way
then.
out of line of sight, yeah.
All right, Catherine's just gonna like head into a room to look for something flammable or useful. Like, all right, room. Nope. Like sweep.
Okay.
Oh, because we're also supposed to
Tennessee.
get evidence from here, so we can get the fuck out of this country. So if there's any like murder Edward Gavigan for dummies or something, I don't know. Just go room.
Sure.
Look around. Yeah.
All right then. So Tennessee, back in a room, you are being pushed towards the fig in a fog, which you just managed to evade by a hair's breadth.
All right. What's the cultist doing now?
He's
Now
just
that I'm
continuing to push you towards it. Yeah,
He's trying-
pushing you towards
he's
it
trying.
closer and closer. Yeah, you guys are like full-on lightsabers crossed right now.
So what do I need to roll something here to avoid getting pushed into it?
No, on his turn, he would take his action to strength push you, and you both roll opposed strength. So right now, you wouldn't have to do anything.
Okay. Then what I want to try to do is I'm getting pushed back closer and closer to this thing. Is I want to. How close am I to the book?
It's probably on the floor. Yeah, it's like let's say because it's a action movie sequence right now. It's like if you reached out for it, it's just out of your you're like reaching back for it. You're like fucking Elsa
Yeah,
in the other
alright.
one free right now. I can almost reach it, Indy. It's so close.
Yep. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want to hold my action, and when he tries to push me, I'm going to try to grab him and reverse him and throw him back into the creature, and then run and grab the book. That's my goal.
Tennessee,
Let's roll.
let it go, son.
Indiana.
I can't.
Indiana.
What are we rolling?
An opposed strength for him. How did you find that? Illumination. He rolled an 89, which is pretty damn bad.
All right. I probably shouldn't lose this.
Nice. So you pivot on him, and you just use his own strength and throw him towards the thing in the fog, and you can immediately hear as the tentacles whip out to grab him. What do you want to do once you've thrown him in there?
As soon as he's back and the tentacles are whipping towards him, I'm gonna run, grab the book, and then run out. Get as far as I can.
Perfect. Let's roll me a dexterity to avoid more tentacles.
I will definitely nat 20 that.
I think we should definitely play a game then. Oh, is
no.
that 20?
This is, I think this is,
This is
wait
my
a second, what's my
favorite game.
dexterity? Okay, the game's still better odds than. No, wait a second. No,
I
I'm
say
gonna.
once we've entered, once we call
Yeah, we're in the
I say we have
game.
to
We're in
play
the
the
game.
game.
Let's do it. What is it? 1d2.
Yeah, 1d2.
Which one?
One's
which one
that
kills
one,
me?
2 is that 20. There you go, that's 20. Woohoo! So, yeah, you snatch up the book in your hands and you feel the passing of air just above your head as the tentacle is swiped out over it. And you grab the book and rush through the doors, even as the tentacle, the thing in the fog, has grabbed the other cultist, who's just yelling as he's being torn apart and his ids are being thrown across the room, covering your hat in his internal organs. You bust through the door and you're there to see Lucian, who is waiting at the staircase for you.
Hi, Doc. We should go.
I think we should. And he closes the door and then, okay, let's run. And starts running.
All right, so you guys are now upstairs and looking for a kitchen.
No, I'm not.
You're
I'm
looking
looking
for a
for
door.
the front fucking door. That's what I'm looking for, and get it out.
There are plenty of windows.
No, I'm looking for the front door.
All right, you can always go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going for the front door. Spot hidden. Nope. I don't know where I am. Tennessee, do you remember where the doors are?
Tennessee.
let me see.
Yeah, you actually do. I think there's on a.
It's exactly
50.
a success.
Yeah, it's dead on the success. There's something like clicks in you. You remember the door that you came in. You remember the window you came in. You remember what the door was. You take a 10 to the left through all of these rooms just filled with junk and bookcases and old furniture which hasn't been used in forever. You make it to the door. As you see the door, there is some kind of sign on it that you recognize to be the same kind of sign that you saw on the door that you came through that time you drove Lucy into the house of Juju.
I don't have Lucy this time, but I think last time I jumped through the window, Doc. Are you all right with jumping through a window?
Well, I mean, if you go first, then yes.
Well, I'll throw you.
Come
then.
in.
I'll go.
No, you're not throwing me through. I will climb through once you have already gone through the window.
Is there a nearby window?
Absolutely there is. And also going to deal out into today's £12 to give 4 crit successes for the man with the fist of fury, the one and only Special K, our man, Koskov. I love it.
There wouldn't happen to be like a rug nearby, would there? Or anything like that?
Plenty of rugs.
Sweet,
of
I'm
rugs.
gonna grab a rug, wait for Tennessee to smash through the window, then drape the rug over the glass so I can just climb over, easy without getting cut to shreds.
No, that's good thinking. Let's do it. Go use the butt of his shotgun to bust out the window.
You don't want to just, open it?
I mean, this is more cinematic. We're going for the action.
As you guys are debating on the doors, the window scenario, you hear this eruption of wood from about 15 feet behind you as from the ground you see this huge hole has just been ripped in the old wooden floorboards of this house, and you smell that reek of burnt hair once again. Drips of blood are the only thing which actually show you a vague outline of the thing in the fog from where it's murdered its previous victims. This thing is huge.
So how far behind us did the floorboards just explode?
So about 15 feet behind you. There's a huge crater now in the floor. You can see down to where
in
it
that
is.
case, Lucian's gonna look at Tennessee, grab him by the shoulders, and just go, "We may as well just jump."
You got it, Doc. Oh, hey, you didn't take that deal, did you?
What? No, of course not.
All right, good. He'll throw him through the window.
We go together.
Don't tell the elf. So you throw Lucian through the window of a shatter of glass. Lucian, you can run me a con save. Constitution check, I guess.
Are you serious? A con save? Nat 20.
I am deadly serious.
Nat
Nat
20. I
20.
don't want to open up an artery. at
Let's
the-
play a fun game, Tom.
Oh, come
Play a
on!
game. Roll a d2 for me. I can roll a for you if you want. I mean, I'm happy to do that service for you.
Bastard. Knowing my luck, it's not going to be good. But it's a better chance than my con.
This is my nice way of not just giving you Nat 1s. I could just say, screw you, Nat 1.
I think I slit my throat as I went through.
So I'll leave 3 points of damage to the dock as you go through, you shatter glass and land on it as well. And it just several cuts and lacerations over your body. At least you are alive. Koskov, Katherine, Tennessee. The creature is about 15 feet behind you and about to lash out with its tentacles once again. What do you want to do?
Well, I think I like to imagine Koskov and Katherine on one side because they were heading to look like kitchen, explosives, gas, and the other two are on the other side. So Catherine's just gonna keep running in that direction.
Koskov's he's making a break for the next door down the hallway, still looking for something to help him get clear of his bullshit, and then a window secondarily.
Yeah, same.
You guys can always spot hidden chips because you guys are like mad panicking right now. If you've ever been running for your life, it's not like you're exactly
Success.
your A game. Nice. Right, you bust through the next door just to escape the evaded tentacles of the creature, because running down a whole corridor doesn't seem too smart right now. You bust into what looks to be a study and desk area, upon which are a bunch of papers, books, materials, and behind that is a window out of here as well. No door, but there is a window.
Okay. Perfect. Is there a rug in this room?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's sort of old rugs everywhere. It's one of those places that's just got way too many rugs.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Catherine's gonna be like, Koskov, window this way. And just open the window. Like to just open it and not bust through. And as if she can, she'd just like to grab one of the books, or if there's any slightly incriminating looking paperwork, like murder plan on it, snag it as she goes. Just snag, open, out.
You grab a handful of papers, open the window, and jump out, and Koskov follows after you just at the same time as the door to the study is blasted open by the thing in the fog. You are outside of the house, as is Lucian in Tennessee at this point.
There's a car
just on
in
the
the
other
front.
sides of the house.
I'm gonna run towards that.
So I'm imagining that... Yeah, so Tennessee and Lucian went through the front, because Lucian and Tennessee had found the front door. You guys have gone around the back, so you are closer to... because you guys have come in through the back, the servants' entrance. So Katherine and Tennessee are closer to the car. Tennessee and Lucian are at the front in the main courtyard right now. And there's a low fog everywhere.
Whoa, there was a car at the front? God damn it.
You guys didn't put the car at the front, you came in through the servants' entrance, if you remember.
Tennessee would try to offer like an arm to Lucian. Sorry about that, Doc.
I was expecting us to go through together. Oh.
I thought I wasn't thinking. I was just acting.
No, you weren't. Where's the car? Where's a car?
I guess it's probably around the back. We should start moving.
Oh. Yes, well, carry on. Oh. And he'll follow.
Yeah, try to get around the building and look for the car.
Absolutely. You guys, begin to run around. The dock is bloody. Tennessee's been scraped up in this fight as well. And you get round to see where Katherine and Koskov have, at this point, found the car.
Tennessee, you're driving! I hop
Come
into...
on. Faster! We must go faster!
Absolutely. You got it. I thought you'd never say so. Tennessee will get behind the wheel. Did they leave the keys in here?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
They weren't expecting anybody else at 5 in the morning.
Especially not 4 people dressed like pirates.
Yeah, that was probably the least pleasant sounds. I love that you guys are some of you guys still dressed as pirates. Like, that's still a thing. You guys have been going through this whole scene dressed as pirates. Oh my goodness. And Mr. Pokey, thank you so much. Oh dear. Love it. Love it.
Drive away as fast as we can.
Alrighty. As you guys begin to pull away from the house, and the thing in the fog has, at this point, now burst through the roof. And you look back, you can see a huge crater in the roof appearing, and the creature standing triumphantly on top of this roof, barely able to hold the creature's weight. You hear this howl running through I guess the moors that you're on, really, this whole island that you're upon. As you hear this keening howl, the fog and the mist rises up to engulf the car. The level of the fog, I guess, rises up as such that you guys are quickly enveloped in fog to the point where you can barely see in front of your, like a hand's length in front of you, an arm's length in front of you, as you're driving through the car with, lights on and everything. You're just surrounded by mists. And then you hear a thump.
That thing in a basement.
And a quick ambling thump, 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 thump coming behind you.
Tennessee will not slow down. He will go faster despite the fog. And using his memory the best. Yeah.
And Koskov's gonna grab Tennessee's shotgun and lean out the window and just fire behind them. Just he doesn't know what he's shooting at. Just hopefully maybe he hits something that slows this thing down, but he knows how to shoot things, and
Catherine's probably gonna try to do the same out the other window. Just hope we hit
it.
it.
You guys fire into the mist. There's no need to roll because you're just you're suppressing fire right now. But Tennessee, as far as you guys are doing right now, you haven't smashed into a tree, which is a good sign. You are now going cross-country. You sort of lost the track in the fog. So, it's a bumpy fucking ride right now, and you hear this ambling doom, 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 as presumably the thing in the fog is bounding swiftly behind you, moving faster than you've seen it move before, after the only source of light in the nearby area. You guys know that this island isn't particularly big. At some point, there's going to be some water. And apparently there's a bridge somewhere. Yes.
Somewhere. Where's the book?
The book is in Tennessee Gray's lap, presumably.
Lucian's gonna grab the book, open it up, and see if there's anything to do with controlling this big monster, so I can stop it.
Roll me a sanity check.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, come on!
6 sanity.
It's one of those days. Right. What do I find?
You open the book and immediately it burns your eyes to look at the pages. You can actually feel your eyes begin to shrivel and dry and get really red hot as you begin to look over the pages in whatever lighting you can actually find in this place to see it even on just the first page. The second thing you notice is that the words at times seem to be in your language, in English, and at other times appear to be in a different language altogether. It's as though the letters are moving and spreading across the page, as though the ink itself is running into different words and letters. However, you do begin to comprehend some of this as you are looking at it. Mechanically, however, it's not so easy to suddenly learn a spell. So Lucian's going to need a bit of time in order to start pouring through this book in any real...
how much time? Well, I wouldn't know how much time it would take, would I?
No, but you're trying to find the page which it says. Assuming that it doesn't.
You know what? In that case, Lucian's going to ask for a knife, a lighter. Does anyone have a knife or a lighter? Well, if this thing controls it, we destroy it, maybe it gets rid of that.
Costco pops his knife out and hands it back. I want the receipt for that.
Right.
Have the book, and the book bleeds. A thick red blood pours from the book, and then from that red blood forms a word. It's a word that you recognize, Lucian. As you see the ink running across the pages, it says Nyarlathotep across both pages. And then, as the blood forms and pours from the book, it moves up from the pages, this word floating in midair with blood, Nyarlathotep, and
so
then
that's how it's written.
Rushes towards your face and covers you in this blood. When you look back down again, the book is no longer bleeding.
That is only the second most disgusting thing I've had spit in my face.
Is the monster
Thank you,
still
yes.
coming for us?
Oh, yes, it is, and it's getting closer. This thing
that
is
didn't work.
huge and powerful, and you suspect that it's far more suited to this fog than you are.
Catherine, didn't you say that whether we could shine a flashlight or something on it and that would
That
chase
was
it
a
away?
theory! I'll pull out my
Well,
flashlight
on a scale of-
behind us.
I think we're
How
going to need
about
a bigger
first?
flashlight.
Don't you dare turn this car around, Tennessee Gray.
I'm just saying, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sure are you of your theory?
Like a 4!
It is better than 0.
I don't like
I'll
those
take
odds.
it.
I say we keep gunning it. No!
Tennessee spins the car around to try
One
to
is
aim
the low
the
number! 10 is the high. Damn it!
He tries to get the headlights in the direction of the creature, and then if he can go, I don't even know. Did cars go in reverse? And this time, I don't think they did they?
No, I think they can go in reverse. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
1920s. They're a lot more advanced than they were, yeah.
they? All right. So he'll go in reverse. He'll start moving in reverse, but he wants to keep the headlights in the direction of the creature.
Okay. You like spin around. You can roll me a draw. You can roll me a drive auto.
All right.
Nice. As you turn around, you hear the creature getting closer and closer to you, and then you begin to hear something else as well. As you like turn the headlights around, and for a moment, it's maybe 20 feet away before you can like press the car forwards. You see the image of the thing in the fog, this gigantic ambling monster with 3 elephantine tentacles covered and smothered in the blood of its previous victims, and it's coming towards you. And then you realize that something, it looks like almost a group of flies for a second, almost like frogs, something jumping from the ground, maybe 10, 20 of them jumping from the ground onto the creature. Large, thick. Dr. Lucian immediately recognizes these as maggots, the same maggots that you've been growing and were watching grow rather in Peru. And 2 dozen of these creatures just jumps immediately onto the thing in the fog, and this huge wet larvae begin to burrow themselves into its skin. Everyone can roll me a sanity check.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Let's play that game.
Will, are you going to play that game with me if I say nat 20?
So you know that I am.
Okay,
You know what?
not that then.
Nice.
Nah. I'll just roll it. I'm fine. I've seen this thing before, and I've seen the maggots before.
Success. I'm okay. Wow.
So that's it. Let's go. So
Failure
everyone.
percentage.
Extreme
Yeah.
success.
Sweet. All right. If you fail, you lose 8. If you succeed, you lose 4. These maggots jump onto the arms of the creature, begin to burrow their way inside of it, and it's stopped in its tracks, and appears to be like a large creature dealing with parasites on it, trying to scratch them off with its tentacles, lashing itself around with them, and seems to be quite preoccupied.
Go! Tennessee, turn this car. Go!
Oh yeah, I'm going. And
All
he
right.
spins the car around again and then drives away in the opposite direction.
Marcus is so glad he's not here right now.
All right, Robbie, one more drive auto, Tennessee.
And she's not Lucy, but she handles pretty well.
I will not tell Lucy you said this.
Nice. The group of you peel away from the thing of fog, dealing with these maggot larvae, and the fog begins to lessen to a point where you can begin to see at least a little ways ahead of you. And I'll let everyone roll a spot hidden here.
Okay. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I'm hoping this is a good fail.
Oh,
Yes!
no! We're saved.
Oh, it's right there.
We're not lost. Again.
Koskov remembers the directions and begins to look in the direction to the north where previously Thomas Kinnery had told you the bridge across, the stone bridge across was, and you managed to point it out. You see a tiny little light in the distance that has to be the bridge, and you begin to pull away out towards the bridge itself. And, yeah, go ahead.
If we blow up the bridge, do you think it'll trap that creature on the island?
Depends how
probably
it
not.
I don't know if it
Yeah.
can swim.
Well,
it can fly,
it,
though, да?
it is very tall and big, so we could probably just walk across. It's
All
probably
right,
not
well,
very deep.
Maybe plan B another time.
All right.
Hey, if you say so.
Sorry,
Kind of wish we'd blown up the house, but all right. All right.
Yes.
At what point do I get a temp insanity? Do I have to have
If you lose 5 or more,
I-
suddenly you get
Yeah,
Okay,
gain
I
so
have
I
the same-
sanity.
need at least 1 temp sanity. Yeah.
Yeah, I need one too.
I think Lucian's one is that, Lucian, you kind of pull yourself away from looking at this book.
Oh yes, it's my book.
Classic.
Well, you say you want to blow the thing up, but didn't you blow it up before in the restaurant and it did nothing? So perhaps we should stop trying to blow things up, yes?
I don't
It,
know about that.
It stopped coming after us?
For a little bit.
Did it?
For now.
Or did we just... Yeah, maybe it just got bored.
Well,
I don't think
maybe it
explosion
bored with
does
explosion.
nothing to it.
Maybe it finds
One
explosions
man's
terribly
potato,
dull.
other man's potato.
Well, if you want to blow something up, I'm all about it, Koskov.
Well, I think perhaps we should try to get out of here, although I am starting to shake a bit from not blowing things up for the last 48 hours. So, but
This is
maybe
the
we should
conversation
hear
we're
on
having as
side.
we're like speeding along the bridge, right?
Yeah, you guys are.
Perhaps
I mean, this bridge would take some blowing up. You know, it's like old stone bridge, pretty big.
Eh,
It's not
I
like
did
a
not
little
bring enough.
rickety wooden one.
yes, did not bring enough boom boom.
Next time. We'll just wear grenades strapped to us all at all times.
Lucian looks at Tennessee. You're getting as almost as bad as they are. You wanted to blow everything up.
Speaking of, when Koskov, when you said, you took a deal, that was just a lie, right?
Nah,
You can roll a
All right.
psychology on that one if you.
I will. It's not going to succeed, but I'll roll
as
it.
Koskov like answers a little bit too quickly and a little bit too sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't see a reason why not to trust you.
It was perfect thing to set him at ease. know.
That was good thinking, Koskov.
I tend to do this.
You almost had me fooled too.
Oh, good. See, I'm getting better.
At this point, you guys are across the bridge and making your way to the mainland of the town of Walton on the Naze. At this hour, it's maybe 3, 4 a.m. and the sleepy town is pretty quiet. You're away from the immediate danger of Miser House, as whatever is going on back there will continue its own battle. And at that point, we are going to pull away from that scene and head over to Marcus. So Marcus, you are headed to the Penhew Foundation. Lucy, the demonic car, seems to know the way herself and is, without you needing to steer her, driving her way over to the Penhew Foundation. As you are outside it, you can see that there is only one light on in the place. It is the Edward Gavigan's room that you recognize. There appears to be no security, guards or anyone else around in the area.
He takes out a cigarette, lights it up, and he sits on the hood of Lucy, kind of just legs crossed at the ankle in front of him as he sits and smokes a bit and just looks at the building. And he's going to talk to the car. Well, obviously you can't come in with me. The doors are not big enough. No offense. But what we could do is, since you have a habit for being able to come back from what would be dire circumstance for any other of your peers, any other vehicles, automobiles, perhaps a signal is in order, something for you to be able to drive through the front door or crash into something important. I'm looking for suggestions here, Lucy.
Lucy growls and flashes her headlights twice towards the. she turns her headlights upwards somehow. She's fucking bizarre, and flashes them up towards Gavigan's room, and then she swivels them round like big beady eyes, and flashes them twice towards like the back entrance. And she begins to like pull her way around the back entrance.
He'll sit on the hood and just ride and smoke as if drawn by chariot towards the back entrance. He's not going to be able to assault this place or occupy it like some type of foreign government or force. So he's going to, he has one big asset right here. Well, two, but Lucy. And so he's going to see how well or how far he can bring the car. And since they were inside, he knows that the hallways are pretty big in there, but the ability to negotiate or actually get her inside is going to be tough. He'll ride around to the back. Perhaps she knows something he doesn't.
Yeah, the back sort of place where previously the lorries had been unloading stuff into the sort of warehouse area. The garage door is open and Lucy just like slips her way inside. And you're in this basically just large warehouse area. There's a catwalk which runs upwards towards presumably the rest of the Penhew Foundation. And there are no guards or security around still in sight. There's only that one light was open. Light was on rather in Gavigan's room, and Lucy just like switches herself off and goes into a low rumble in the warehouse.
All right, Lucy. Here's what we're going to do. And you say that there's like just the implements for supply and delivery here, boxes and the like.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's going to look around and see if he can't find some canvas, and he's going to rig up a bit of using just out the windows, like a catcher's mitt for Lucy. Just basically splint. If you were making a carry for somebody that was injured, but he's going to hang that out of her windows on the rear. In the event that he has to throw something maybe from the second floor, something that she might be able to catch, something he could not have to carry with him on his way back down. He wants to try to be able to utilize her and the ability that she has on this floor and this plane to the best of his ability. So he's just kind of equipping her to be able to catch. Maybe even him? We'll see. It's probably not going to be that strong. It's just item-based, so.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, you can definitely spend 20, 30 minutes doing that. No one seems to interrupt you. And then, you know, once you're finished, Lucy is settled into a somewhat more comfortable-looking position for landing.
Yeah, he will also, before he leaves, he will pull out a folded, not really a letter, but just kind of a bifolded piece of paper, open up Lucy's glove compartment and put it in and close it. Take the knife that he was given and his guns and climb the catwalk.
All right, you climb upwards and leaving Lucy behind swiftly, you enter into the Penhew Foundation through a door. And you recognize it because you took the tour with Kinnery previously, and you're in the same room, in fact, through a storage closet. you come out from. You're in the same room that you were sort of studying artifacts with Kinnery before and smoking that cigar with him. You know that that Gavigan's office is just around the corner. And again, it's dark in here, there are no lights on, it feels very much like you're alone in the building.
He will quietly approach. He's not going to use his torch. He's going to just creep along the wall that he knows is the shared wall with Gavigan's office to keep himself part of the shadows. He's been with his wife long enough to know how to do this. And he's just going to make sure that he doesn't have to step out into an area that may have a chair or, a draped do not cross here line that he didn't see during the daytime. So he's going to stay close to the wall where they usually don't put any type of impediments for pedestrian traffic. And he's just going to stay close and take that wall back to Gavigan's office.
Okay. Yeah, you come around the corner, staring down the corridors. There are no guards or anyone else around. All the other lights are off, but there's a faint glow coming from Gavigan's office, and you can see at the door with the slightly blurred over glass and Edward Gavigan's name on the door. There's no sound coming from inside.
But that is where the source of the light is, right? There's an internal
100%.
light inside the room.
Yeah.
He's going to see if he can look through and see if he can at least identify if there's a shape by the chair or by the desk to see if Gavigan is present in there. Either listen or spot hidden, whatever you want me to do, just to be able to kind of check. Tell me everything, Will.
Oh my god. Yeah, you can, I mean, you remember the room and you can make out the desk inside there, and you can think you could make out the figure of someone sitting at the desk as well. There's like small amounts of movement going on inside.
Okay,
That's
well,
pretty much what you
keeping that as in his mind, he is going to slowly try the door to see if it's unlocked or locked, just barely turning the knob to see if it catches.
It's not locked.
He takes the knife, he takes his gun, and not one to waste time, he spins the door handle open, throws it open, and launches at whoever is behind the desk.
You spin open the door and you see Edward Gavigan sitting at the desk. He's smoking a cigarette and he has a drink from which he's pouring from a container. And he doesn't look altogether surprised to see you as you burst into the room.
Mr. Gavigan, I believe you know why I'm here.
Yes, Mr. Jordan, why don't you take a seat?
I prefer to stand.
Very well, would you like a drink? For all this unpleasantness begins.
Of course, what are we having?
Whiskey. He pours you a drum and slides it across the table. I promise it's not poisoned. He drinks some himself.
Marcus will drink some. This is
It's
unsavory
pretty good.
business. This is good.
Right. So, how much did he tell you?
Well, enough. My wife is in danger. You are paramount to her danger being relieved. Your absence makes her safe. Unfortunately, for someone like me, that is all I need to know.
Well, I'm afraid you've had the wool pulled over your eyes somewhat, Mr. Jordan. Her death in no way my death in no way guarantees her safety. Nonetheless, though, I'm sure he has plenty of reasons to want to be dead. Makes a lot of sense. But be under
Are
no
you
illusion.
aware of what's...
Good.
Are you aware of the danger that my wife is apparently in?
I suspect that right now she probably is in a fair amount of danger if she went to Miser House. The thing in the fog, the creature lives there. It is extraordinarily dangerous. It requires finite control by one versed in such matters. Myself or even Kinnery. But if I know you and your companions, they are likely to have gone in, guns blazing. The thing in the fog, if not controlled, is... well, you've seen it in action.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Alex, for the £50 donation. Oh my god. Koskov is taught an ancient lost martial arts technique, Dragon's Fist mode. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. I am writing that down. Thanks so much, Alex. He, it's kind of like leans back in his chair. By the way, he does not appear to be armed in any way, at least not currently.
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Gavigan. I prefer you much more than I do the Mr. Dunsborough who pushed me in this direction. I propose a compromise to the unsavory bit of fighting that it looks like we're intent upon doing.
Compromise. You propose?
Take a trip with me in my car. She's lovely. We drive up. If my wife is fine, return you here straight away. If she's not, we will have our unpleasantness, but perhaps we could share this bottle on the way. I believe that is very civilized.
I suppose if I am to die, I may as well do so with a good drink. Very well. I'll come with you. Perhaps I can coax you along the way.
I'm always up for a good coaxing.
He
After
smiles and good.
I was just going to say that Marcus is going to indicate that he should grab the bottle or bottles and just present the man his own office door. My car is out front. You can't miss her.
Very well. He begins to walk with you towards Lucy. So this Dunsborough, he came to you. How on earth is it that you remember?
I'm good at compromise.
I see. What did he tell you, aside from that my death meant the safety of your wife? I mean, how on earth would that even work?
Well, apparently you hold a bit of power among the opposing side, so with your absence, a vacuum of sorts would create a ripple effect, perhaps giving my wife time to escape from whatever predicament she and those others have found themselves in. That's how I took it anyway. But he also talked about how he had spoken to me many times to the same effect, which lends itself to what your statement just said, that he has the ability to make people forget after he speaks to them. So he seems to be a tricky one.
Quite. And well, I knew something like this would come, of course, as soon as I realized that my master's powers had deserted me, and I had been strung out to die. Kinnery no likely the same. Our part in this plan of ours has already been completed, so I should have seen it coming, I suppose, that my usefulness was at an end. But I did not expect for Dunsborough to. I should have seen it coming as well. He is a master deceiver. At this point, you guys are walking down the catwalk and you're close to the car. And he turns to you before he gets in. My death, Mr. Jordan, will not secure her safety. I very much doubt I have the power to bring her safety at all now. But I must warn you against Dunsborough. If you can believe the words of someone as evil and cowardly as me.
I don't believe that you're a coward. I believe that you know exactly what you're doing. I have a vague idea of what I am. So why don't you have a seat here behind the steering wheel of Lucy? I'll hop in the back, and off we go. Two friends on a drive.
Very well. As you both get into the car, you can roll a Wild Magic Surge from Elliot's Vicky, my friend. Perfect timing. Lucy growls once again as she turns her engines on. Lights flicker onwards.
5996.
You are certain that you are as fragile as glass.
They called me Mr. Glass. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he's gonna gingerly pull himself inside. We're gonna say that the glass feeling is more he knows he's walking a line between life and death right now because there's two powerful forces that are directing him to different courses. So he's riding in a demonic automobile. Right, he's blown up a couple times.
Yeah.
Right, he's a little uneasy. Yeah, so he's gonna set himself in the back. Basically train his gun on the back but he's going to sit in the passenger side rear.
Sure.
Funny thing about old cars, if they hit something going fast, the steering column wasn't built to collapse until the 60s, so the steering column is a spear. And if at any point Lucy would like to run into a tree or something, it should kill him pretty quick. At the very least, it'll pin him to whatever I need him pinned to. And so he's going to be in the other seat in the back, drinking casually, not, to excess. And has his gun out, has the knife out, talk away as they drive, presumably towards Miser House.
Yeah, you have a rough idea of where that would be. So you know that he's going in the right way. And Anonymous donates a nat 1 for Marcus. He looks like he could use one more. I trust you make it a good one, Will. I've been loving every moment of masks. Thanks to everyone for making my days a little brighter. Hearts. Oh, thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate it. And I will give him that nat 1. So you will watch as Gavigan begins to speed out of the warehouse that you guys are in, and he will begin to make his way towards Miser House. And he says, so at what point did you realize that what was going on here? And in fact, how much do you know?
Probably much less than I should. I'm sure my friends have figured out quite a bit. I was doing research in the library when Mr. Dunsborough approached me with his quote-unquote deal.
Yes, he has been, as far as I understand it, working against our agents in New York with you as well. Before we came here, we suspected that you were willingly working with him. After all, you had uncovered almost everything about our cell in New York, and it seemed as though following the trails he was leading for you, but then once we met, I had a sense that you were all, well, not working for him, at least not in any knowing kind of sense, which made a lot of sense, I suppose, of the mirrors and all.
Mr. Gavigan, I might be being a bit presumptuous here, but I believe that we are working
for Mr. Jordan. Feel free to ask away.
Well, I don't think that we have to be like this. We could... Dunsborough, he's the one that we are after, buckle my shoe and all of that nonsense. He's the one that has been... Well, you as well, but I believe that you can continue doing whatever it is that you're doing. We can continue doing whatever it is that we're doing and not have to run into one another like this, where we're constantly working an angle or subterfuge. We haven't run into anything that either of us wish or desire that has been compromised by the other. It seems that Dunsborough is the one that's...
You see, Mr. Jordan, the problem is that I am no longer useful to my master. I am a dead man walking, and I know it.
That's where I have a bit of a dilemma myself. If you're gone, it needs to be replaced. Who's going to replace you?
There is no need for a replacement now, Mr. Jordan. The work has been completed. Now that the work has been finished, it is up to others to, finish everything off, but it will not be here in England and it will not be in New York. The purpose of my group, of course, has been done. All the lorries, shipments and the like. Yeah, I suppose there's no harm in me telling you. After all,
none.
If my master is to betray me as so, despite all that I have done for him, all of the terrible things I have done for him, Marcus. Australia is where you should go next. There is a city there. An old city. It has technology. You understand, this technology is more powerful than anything mankind could create. It's brought to us. I helped take a look at the plans and I finalized them myself. Shipped off several parts that couldn't have been found there in Australia off to my compatriots, and now it's only a matter of time before they finish up their prototypes. So, there's no more use for me now. And now that I've told you that, my soul is even more damned.
Again, I have a compromise. If you're already a dead man walking, why don't you help us? Not against your master, perhaps in defiance of your presumed ineffectiveness. Perhaps if you did something surprising, something that even at some point would be detrimental to my group, but could continue to display a certain effectiveness by you. Help us. Take us to the city. Show us the sights.
Perhaps it's worth a try. At the very least, if they manage to retrieve Kinry's book, perhaps I could help guide one of you along the correct path. The book holds many secrets and holds great information. The location of the city, for one. Although it may consume their mind if they are not protected by my master. I very much doubt I will make it for Australia, Mr. Jordan, but I can attempt to assist you for a time. After all, my cause is lost.
Oh, come on, where's that go-to spirit? It isn't over till the oversized woman sings. Let's see. Maybe she's humming? I don't know. But let's see what we got, right? Help us.
I suppose you're right. I will try my best.
I'm always right.
After all, Dunsborough, he's a parasite. You understand, he feeds off the power of those greater than him, such as my master. My master, Nyarlathotep, he's had a plan in motion for decades now, centuries. All the while we've been working towards it, me and my forebears. Dunsborough does not have the sufficient power nor vision to pull off such a plan himself. But he does wish to seek my master's destruction, and in so doing take the power for himself. Steal it away. You understand?
Yes, but what I really want to know is, motivations aside and wanting to become a god, how do we kill him?
I'm not sure. The mirrors perhaps have something to do with it. Either way, he is protected in a place. His true self is somewhere else. Wherever he walks, that is but an image of him, a reflection from the mirrors. He's hiding somewhere. Perhaps the mirrors are the only place you could really find him. Nonetheless, even if you were to find him, he is protected, unlike yourself or myself. You would need a weapon.
We'll see about that.
Something that could hurt him. And you might
Do you
need
know of
some
such a
bait
weapon?
as well. I can't say that I do. If I did, would my master and I not have already used it against him? Perhaps you know a weakness that we do not.
I have an idea.
Yes?
Well, I have an idea. I don't know who's listening through your ears, Mr.
Sorry, I missed what you
he
said
said-
there.
Yeah, he said, I have an idea. I don't know who's listening through your ears, Mr. Gavigan. So, I trust what you're saying and I appreciate your openness. Know that I have taken it to heart and I think that perhaps there is something that Mr. Dunsborough wishes or wished for that could potentially compromise its efforts.
So, well, I understand. Perhaps best not to say. I hope that Katherine is well, Marcus. I didn't wish for any harm to come to her. But Kinnery and his kind betrayed me.
I don't really care. If Katherine is okay, you can go about your business. I believe I'm being overly fair.
Should say so as well. Well, it's a few hours drive still. It's the house, so let us hope that nothing too bad has happened to him.
Do you want to see something really cool?
Very well.
Take your hands off the wheel.
Excuse me?
Take your hands off the wheel.
He does
She's
so.
a much better driver than you.
He squints at the wheel as it begins to, drive itself. I see. And where did you get this?
It's a loner.
Who is the owner of this car?
Can you really say he for the first time ever, he takes his cigarette, moves it, and almost does a friendly pat on the window well of the passenger side rear of Lucy against the metal that houses the window. Lucy isn't owned by anybody. She is her own woman.
Oh, I'm afraid that cannot be the case, Mr. Jordan. Whoever does own this car should know that they are in terrible danger.
Good thing it's a loner.
struggle to believe that. Let us hope it is true. So, we'll cut back out from the scene with Gavigan, back to Katherine, Lucy, and Koskov in Tennessee. And the group of you have driven back to Walton-on-the-Naze, and you guys are back in the sleepy little town. It's 4 a.m. And I'll be right back. You guys let me know what you're up to.
Well, personally, I think we should keep going. I don't want to be anywhere near that
Go
thing.
ahead.
Anywhere else.
Yes.
Probably
we
back
should.
to, we drive back to Marcus. He's probably still in the library. Fell asleep reading.
Seems
Yes,
like
that's
the
right.
doctor would do that.
How long of a drive is it to London from here?
What? Sorry.
Well, we took a train here, so
What?
We took a train before, so how long of a drive is it, Doctor?
From here to London. A good few hours.
I'm starving.
I'd say about
Are
4
you
to
hungry?
5 hours.
Is it long enough for you to look at my back? I have a bit of a. It's
You
not
could
so
look
much
at
her
the back. I could get us some food.
here.
He wipes a cut that's been bleeding on his face. Well, I mean, I suppose I could look
It's-
at everyone.
it's 4 in the morning. Are we gonna be able to get food at this time?
That's a good question.
No,
It's not
most
being
likely
type
most
of place.
pubs will be closed by now. You could always
That's
try a
too bad.
market in a few hours. They'll open up a door.
All right, I guess I can wait a few hours. Do
think I've got-
we want to keep driving, or do we want to
I want a
stop
snack
and
in my
have the
purse.
doctor?
There's a lot of weapons. So, I see.
Perhaps is there other town maybe closer to London that we could drive until sunup? Maybe stop
Oh yes,
there.
there are. Oh yes, absolutely.
sounds
London
pretty
is
good.
not the only
Oh,
city in England. There are other towns and villages. on the
Like
way.
6 cities.
Give or take, yes. We
So
don't-
this one
Tennessee's
opens for
looking in,
breakfast. Stop.
he looks in the mirror at the doctor. Lucy and I, you see anything interesting in that book there?
Oh
Any
well,
evidence?
it's a very interesting read, very complicated, very difficult to read. But I think I'm getting the knack of it. Leave it with me for a while, and I'll be sure to find.
We're
any
turning it in,
information.
right, to the British government so that they have the evidence they need.
Yes.
Oh yes. But I feel that the answer to the whole thing is in this book, and I feel that the answer to that giant creature that follows us is in here too. And I don't know about you, but I prefer to know that answer. It seems to really like us. Wouldn't you agree?
It does.
What does
So
it
I will
say
find
about-
the answer in this.
Koskov lifts a little like voodoo does. Like, what does this say about these?
Oh yeah, you
It's
picked
not-
up all our. Can I have mine, Koskov? You picked them all up.
Oh yeah, I have mine too.
Oh, I don't have mine. I hope nothing crushes it. Or at least whatever was happening, the spell wears off.
I'm
But it's
sure
just
it's
another
probably
thing that I
fine.
have to look up. You see, this is quite a big book, so you're going to have to leave me to look at this book. Yes?
I want to read it.
Sure,
Read it.
doctor. I
It's a long
can't
drive.
see any reason not to believe you.
Good.
Yes.
I've got a torch if you'd like to read it while Tennessee drives to breakfast.
Oh, I've been already using my tool.
Oh,
Thank you.
alright, yes, because I got us all torches because I'm smart. Alright, let's go.
Did you find any snacks, Catherine? Because I wasn't lying.
Oh,
I'm very
sorry.
hungry.
Hold on, I'm looking through my purse. I've got handgun.
I think you should
I've
slow
got
down,
some-
Tennessee, by the
Slow
way.
down the car.
Slow down,
I don't.
Tennessee.
Just whatever you have, I'll just.
Let's see.
Don't run from police.
Yeah, slow it
Glad I have
down.
a rough night.
I've got a small pack of crackers from the train ride. They came with the soup.
All right. Well, not picky.
You don't eat with soup? Ugh.
I wasn't that hungry. Just wanted
So
some
also
soup.
that you guys can sort of wait a couple of hours until there's like things happening in Walton-on-the-Naze. Like the first few places will open at like 6, maybe the market will be open.
Oh, we're
at
close.
5.
Was the doctor checking out checking out everybody's ailments?
Well, he said, but but his head went straight back down into the book, and he started reading again. So, he just kind of shrugged it off.
Right.
If no one pressures him, he's not gonna really do anything.
If I see them bleeding a lot, I'll be like, Doctor, they're bleeding. You should fix it.
What?
Doctor.
Oh yes. Of course. I will.
You should walk into breakfast bleeding. I'm just saying it's a little
Yes.
conspicuous.
Well, you see, trying
done
to
it
fix
before.
these type of
Yeah.
injuries while on the move is not particularly good. So if we could stop
All right.
for 5 minutes or 10 or
Right here.
15, just
Sure,
on the side
yeah.
of the road.
You can pull into a cafe or something.
Yeah.
We'll do
Wait
it.
till
Just
it
wait here
opens
for
here.
I'll fix you up here so we don't walk into a cafe all bloodied, and
Bloody.
then we can walk into the cafe.
Did you all have a conversation with that figure, whoever Kennery was calling his master?
Oh,
All
the
of us?
one who tongued the forehead.
Oh, he tongued your
Yeah.
forehead too?
Oh, he
Yeah,
tongued my
not
forehead.
pleasant.
No, it
It's
wasn't.
not
I guess
very.
that's his
It's very
thing.
intrusive. I told him I was a married woman. He just did it anyways.
Third worst kiss I ever had.
Second best deal I ever made.
Wait a second. What deal did you make?
You made a
What?
deal?
I
What?
I don't
You
know
just
what
said
you're
you
talking.
didn't make it.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I mean,
anyway.
arms deal. Yeah.
You what?
Nah.
Wait,
You made
you
an
made an
arms
arms deal with his master?
Nah. It seemed like thing to do. I am weapons dealer.
And what did you
I
have to
don't
give
know.
up?
Well, we'll see.
What do you get out of it? I mean, what are they paying?
Well, what I get out of it, Lucy, is hopefully I make connections with every cult that this master has. Then
Right.
we send weapons to them, laden with bombs. Ultimate plan B, go boom, cult is dead.
Oh, I see. So you're
Like
going
shotguns
to
with
trap
bombs inside the shotguns.
everything.
Ah.
Well, you know, if it kills cultists, I suppose. But aren't you worried that innocents are going to get in? I mean, if you're sending them the courier, aren't you worried a boom on the way?
I mean, people are already killing each other in every place all the time, anyways.
I mean,
It's really a matter of
that-
who's just murdering who. I would know.
I mean, when you're making vodka, you're going to break eggs, Doctor.
Is that how you make?
It is in Russia.
That is a very strange way of making vodka.
Well,
While we're having
anyways,
this
I
conversation-
I don't tell you how to doctor.
No, you don't. You do what you do. I'm going to have a look at everyone and fix them up.
I'm fine. You don't need to look at me.
Okay, Catherine, as you say. Right, cost.
Tennessee has burn wounds. That's his thing.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be in a fair amount of pain. We'll say that as you guys like stay here at the cafe. Thanks so much, FPS Monkey, for that support. We appreciate it. As you guys are at grab some foods, try and heal up a little bit. Lucy pulls outside the restaurant that you guys are inside and just flashes her headlights on a couple of times, and you will
I
see
like-
Marcus.
Knock on the. I
And,
imagine she's outside, and of the
Oh, yeah.
car kind of gets shut in her legs, and then she's just knocking on the window. Like, Lucy's here. Why is Lucy here?
Oh, hey.
I'm
Boy,
halfway
she always
through
finds her way back.
stitching.
It's a very
Still
loyal
back.
car.
Very loyal.
Are
Someone-
you? Do you want to be seen with other car? Is this?
Gavigan gets out with Marcus.
Is that Gavigan?
That's Gavigan.
When Marcus gets out of Lucy, he's gonna just say to Lucy, "I wonder how they got here. Wonder what they drove."
She growls and her hazards go on and off.
That son of a bitch.
And you see the air. If there were an airbag, because of course there isn't, in Lucy would go off.
Catherine's immediately just gonna go over to Marcus.
You appear to be
dear.
alive. Hello.
Yes, I missed you terribly. But I'm also glad you weren't there to a certain extent. There was a lot of stuff that happened at the place we were at. As I see that Gavigan's there.
He
brought Mr. Gavigan.
He goes like outside the restaurant at this point. He's like, yes, it's good to see you all again. I believe we have some conversation to have at some point. Glad you're all okay.
I think you're going to need a new assistant. I'm just putting it out there, Mr. Gavigan.
Yes, I think he's very
You're gonna
much
need a new assistant.
dead.
And a new state house.
Potentially a new estate.
I mean, that's the
It's
problem.
okay.
Not that we were
Oversized
there
dogs,
or
isn't it,
anything.
really?
Breaking and entering.
Everyone,
just
it doesn't
passed
matter.
by.
Mr. Gavigan is looking for a life-changing event. It has been forced upon him. He is going to help us. Hey, Edward, everybody. 3 cheers. Hip, hip. He's joined the group.
Huzzah!
Hooray.
Your house is it's fucked up from the thing with the hair and the smell and the tentacle trunk things with the teeth. It's messed it all up. Your assistant's dead.
The thing in the fog, yes. It's
Yep. Does
under
that have a
control.
name? I've been... By the way...
That is the thing's name.
Oh, the thing and the... Oh, okay. Well, that's...
If not controlled properly, and he points towards the book that Lucian has, by someone with the knowledge to do so, it will continue to kill forever.
Oh,
Could you point to me in the
why
Forever is a
suggest
long time.
it out of England? Just throwing it out there. If that's the case.
If unleashed, it will be only a matter of hours, perhaps days if we're lucky, before it reaches this town, and then the next, and then the next.
Can
Okay,
it
well,
cross oceans? That's the question. Across the channel?
The creature is unstoppable in every sense of the term.
It doesn't matter if we blew up the bridge. It would have swum across
It
anyways.
can only be controlled, not defeated.
Brilliant. Which page do I look at in this to control it?
Hey, doctor, give me the book. I was just at the library. I'm feeling like reading.
He kind of holds the book and goes, "No, I'll keep hold of it. It's fine." He could just tell me the page number.
He's
Very
very
simple.
attached.
So it's pretty much a matter of who wishes to keep their mind intact.
Well, then
Lucian,
you
go
read
ahead
it,
and
Gavigan.
read it.
I am more than willing to read the book, as it was I who wrote it.
Oh, really? In that case, you could definitely tell me what page it is to control this thing.
Dr. Ernest,
Just give me a number.
I am already damned. You are not yet.
Oh, I'm not going to be damned by reading a book, am I?
That's what I thought.
During all this,
Complicated
during all this, Marcus saddles up beside Tennessee and, in like a stage whisper, says, "So who's the new car?"
But it's not mine. We just had to get away.
Right, that's
I
what we'll
didn't-
go with.
Lucy's like pops her bonnet and it's like open and closing.
Oh, all right. No, hold on there. She let you drive her?
No. She let me be her partner. Get with the times.
It's fine. I'm glad you're here.
No, you're not. But it's good to see you, Tennessee.
Could we all speak somewhere a little more private, perhaps? He nervously shoots eyes away. So comfortable standing out in the middle of the street. It's a very
Look at
finite
the
amount of time that I have.
We could all get in Lucy and I'll drive.
Sure.
Will you?
Will we all fit?
Yeah,
What
we'll
is
be
your
all fixed.
father, Tennessee?
Oh, somebody might have to sit on somebody's lap or...
Oh, I'll sit on Marcus's. It's fine.
Great.
Back, rear, passenger seat.
We'll be playing Cat's
Gavigan,
Cradle.
well-
in the back.
You can sit up front with me.
Yeah, sit between us up front.
Very well. He uncomfortably
Black
does so.
with those two. You two behave.
And where are we going?
Always behind. I'm
Well, I don't
perfectly
know. How do you suggest we control this creature, and permanently too. I wanted to go to sleep, right? We don't want to have to deal with this constantly.
Oh, yes, thank you so much for that. Love it. Well, see, the Mitre House is a place where it can be bound, but the bindings have been undone.
Destroyed too, I think, the entire house. Pretty sure.
The house
the rope.
does not matter. It is the place, the grounds.
Well, are pirates wearing that or something?
Let us say that they are holy grounds, sacred to the creature. It can be bound there, but it has to be bound by someone with the book. And now I do not strongly advise in any terms that the doctor perform that spell. It is very taxing.
If you look back, he's already reading the book again.
Doctor,
I suggest that I perform the spell, and that can be my contribution to you all. For
do we have to?
The spell binds a willing soul.
Oh,
So you're saying you have to give up your soul?
Correct.
noted.
That's why I suggested I perform the spell.
I'm fine with that. You seem very willing.
I am, as I've explained to your husband, a dead man walking. I have been abandoned by my master. I will soon be killed in one way or another. It's only a matter of hours now, I suspect. But if I can perhaps perform the spell before I expire, that would at least be something.
Yep, that sure would be something. Do we have to go back to the Mitre House?
Yes, of course. At once, I would suggest, before the beast leaves the grounds. It's incredibly difficult to get it back to that house, unless you control it properly. It's not bound right now, which means that we need to do the bindings all over again. I'm going to need all of you to do this.
Why do you need all of us? It's one soul being bound. Why do you need
The
multiple
creature
people?
will kill me before I can perform the spell.
Right. How do
Doesn't
you...
want us to be bound. Yes,
Yeah. How are we supposed to stop that from happening?
you've survived every time we've sent it against you. Surely you have a way of
How
defending
do we run
yourselves.
away?
Well, yeah,
Furthermore,
it's hard to
loads of
run
you-
away. Yeah.
Those of you marked with my master's blessing, Katherine and Koskov,
Wait, what?
it will likely not harm you as much.
And Koskov turns around
What
and
the
points
hell?
at his back.
He looks at it for a second. Could have suckered you in, brought it into its maw. It's just angry when it was unbound. Now, perhaps, be better.
Well, I am up for most things. I'm not sure about these.
If you wish to let the beast rampage across the rest of the earth for all eternity until finally there is nothing left, then we are sacrificing hundreds, thousands of souls, and I, for one, have had enough of doing that. I will go to the island alone, but I do not suspect that I will succeed in any way.
I got to do a psychology check on this guy.
Yeah,
This is a big ask. I'm going to use a nat 20.
Yeah, Koskov is looking
He's-
into this too.
He's telling the truth. You get a sense that he needs to repent.
Well, I mean, if he wrote book, he can certainly read.
And kind of glance over at the good doctor, and then kind of meet eyes with everyone else at the table silently. Like,
I have a question for you. What did they do about the thing and the fog before you wrote the book?
Someone had already sacrificed themselves. It was bound there. The book does not simply control the creature. I copied many spells into it. It has vast amounts of information. The dig site in Australia, where the technology is. I've explained all of this to Mr. Jordan, and I'm afraid I don't have a lot of time left.
So this is like user manual for that weapon.
Yes, there is a weapon which they found the technology for in Australia. They shipped it back to us here at the Penhu Foundation. I drafted up some more plans and sent it along to more of our allies. There are several different places that you will need to find them if you wish to stop my master's plan, so I very much doubt you'll have much luck doing that. The ones over there, they are far more well-resourced, and 2 of you are already on his side. He can control you. As for Dunsborough, well, that's another matter entirely. So I've explained to Mr. Jordan he cannot be harmed unless we can find the location of the mirrors, find where he is truly hiding. Perhaps if you were to do that, you would be able to leverage some control over my master, who has control over you already.
Well, we are supposed to kill him, so...
Those of you who have already signed this pact, your souls are already damned.
What? Listen,
My
I've
soul was
murdered a
damned
lot-
long ago.
Yeah, likewise.
It's
Just
You
a
have no
question. How many mirrors are there?
2, at least
2.
as far as we know.
Well, we know the location of one.
New York City.
Yes. Dr. Fleming. And his head goes back down into the book.
Do not expect it to be there any longer.
Where are the other locations? Where are the other cells?
Australia, that would be your next destination in my estimation. Shanghai as well. And, of course, Kenya.
Is there any way that they can... You said their souls are damned, but I don't accept that.
It does not matter whether or not you accept it, Mr. Gray. They are already damned. Acceptance is no matter of it. You've already accepted the deal.
Wait. Lucian's head comes up. Wait. I thought you two said you joked. You were lying.
The same way in
Everyone has
which
to
my
be-
soul is damned, as is theirs. There's no escape from it now.
Did not
Is there
say what part I was
substitution?
lying about.
A substitution? I've no idea. I very much doubt it.
Wait.
If he would take another, I do not see why he would.
Wait. Let's go back. So, Koskov, you took a deal, yes?
Well, he took a deal. But yes, I did too.
Right. And Tennessee, you didn't, right? You were lying, yes?
No, of course not.
Okay, and Catherine, you said you took a deal, but you were lying, yes?
No one asked
Right.
me if I took a deal, so I didn't say anything.
Oh, did you take a deal? My apologies. Did you take a deal?
Oh, I might have, yes.
Oh. And you look at Marcus and then look back, and then his
Marcus's
head just goes
face.
straight back to the book.
Yeah, Marcus's face drops when he sees that.
I'm very sorry, my friends.
Wait.
We're not
please.
in
And you are 100% sure there's no way to get out of this deal?
I have tried.
What
There is a spell in that book to contact my master. He is not a forgiving one. As for your substitution, Mr. Jordan, perhaps something can be arranged, but I do not see him as one who easily takes back what was once given to him. What has begun cannot be undone.
We'll see.
Either way, as I've explained to your husband, friend, Jordan, the Dunsborough seeks to steal the power which my master is bringing to this world. He seeks to use you against us in order to snatch away victory from my master. I do not believe his desires are any more benevolent than Nyarlathotep's. Either way, destruction and chaos is coming with the eclipse. Do you understand me?
I just we had a little, it wasn't as much of a deal as it was. We had a discussion and we both agreed that Dansborough being dead would be a great thing, and so that's kind of what we did. Like, oh yeah, sounds great, we'll kill him.
There's something that your master said to me that I thought was very interesting, and I don't know if he told you when you all had your individual conversations, but he only exists and has power because of the people in this world that believe in him, or it, or whatever.
I believe that to be partly true, yes. His grip on reality is weakened when there are less followers. That being said, it is not as though there are merely a few dozen of us. In Egypt in particular, there are hundreds, thousands. They found him. You understand? Giza, they found him. And his religion has spread and will continue to spread across continents, Australia, China, England, New York. Already there are hundreds more gathering to his cause every single day, killing every single one of them. I wish you good luck in that plan, Mr. Craig. You will have one less to do in the day. You do not have enough time. The eclipse is coming.
What the hell are you talking about, an eclipse? What happens when the eclipse happens?
I had hoped that you were further along in this.
Tell us while we go back. We must take care of the beast first.
Yes.
Stop these murders.
I imagine we've been driving this entire time, I think.
Yeah. There is a weapon. Understand, a weapon which has the power to bring with it evil and destruction, power upon mankind unlike anything else. My master, he is not alone. He is not one of his kind. There are millions of them, an untold number of beings such as he, his brothers, sisters, kin. This weapon has with it the power to bring them here. And when the eclipse comes, the weapon will be used, not just here. In England, the plans are merely drafted up. Shanghai, Kenya, Australia. 3 locations will be. And Egypt, where the master is.
You are telling us the locations, but you're not telling us what we do at these locations.
What is there to be done, Dr. Ernest?
Well, you tell me. Apparently there's a lot of people there. I mean, perhaps we don't have to kill them all, but perhaps we can discredit this creature, get them to stop believing,
Are you going to write a journal? How are you going to do this, Doctor?
I don't know. Show it that that thing is not as powerful as they believe he is. I don't know. Get them worshipping a shrub or something. I don't know.
That plan will not work. To Ernest, you have seen his power. There are weaker men like me who will bow to it out of fear, greed, or envy. No, the weapon itself, the technology, came from an ancient city in Australia, which we found. The master, when he awakened, he showed us the way. In that city, I have to believe that there is knowledge there that could help destroy the weapon.
Okay, right. So, go city, find knowledge, kill this giant creature thingy, Nyarlathotep. Yes?
Destroying him is another matter altogether, Dr. Ernest.
Okay, well,
preventing the weapon from firing off when the eclipse comes, when the stars are fully aligned. That must be your first goal, else there will be nothing left.
Okay. Okay, then. All right. Yes.
As for Dunsborough and what you are to do about him, I do not know. I do not see as true evil. My master, he is the powerful one. But Dunsborough will seek to use that power if he can. He's using you to do it. So whatever you find, must be careful. He will be watching. As to what he intends to do with it, you are likely to know more than I.
So we want to make sure that I or Katherine do not find anything new.
He can watch all of you.
Well, that is all in the future. Let us deal with the now, just to be human. Yes? Let's stop this giant creature thing now. Now, you say you need to do a ritual, read something from the book or something like that.
Yes.
You still haven't told me the page. I can totally read it. I'm getting to grips with this book. However, you haven't told us what we're supposed to do. You say we're supposed to... So what? We're supposed to... I don't know. Keep him busy while you do all the magic or science-y stuff? And,
Correct. Keep the creature busy long enough for me to finish performing the ritual in the center of the grounds, Miser House.
Right.
And if you buy me 10, 20 minutes, perhaps that will be enough to bind the creature there once again, and it will be subdued.
You see, I don't believe you. You are a desperate man, and apparently this book holds a lot of power, so what's to stop you from, I don't know, taking over the creature and just having it attack us? Or doing something even worse?
One of us will have to stand there with him. Make sure he follows through on his word.
Well, considering I'm not particularly very good at distracting, I suppose you could say. I suppose I could do it. I still think that I should be the one to do it. I still think I should be the one to read it.
Do you want to give up your soul?
I do not believe you'd give up a soul. No, I do not believe just through reading a book you would give up a soul. No.
No, not to read book. To bind creature. Like he say. He wrote book.
It will take my life into doing so, but I suppose that someone will need to have the book's knowledge if you are to succeed in your quest.
Okay, I'll do that then, sure. If you want to die, if you say your soul is damned or whatever.
I don't want to die, Dr. Ernest. It is merely that my fate has been sealed the moment I took the agreement with Nyarlathotep. It's only hell and damnation for me now.
Personally, I believe your fate is in the hands of each individual. Personally. But, hey. Or do I?
Dr. Ernest, once you read some more of that book, you'll begin to learn a voice.
Well, I always like to learn.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Then,
so, the plan is you give up, sacrifice yourself, or whatever it bloody is you do. I will make sure that you do it, while the rest of you distract a giant flaming creature that will suck out your brain through your nose.
See, here's my problem with the plan, Doctor. One, we need you because you make us not die. And two, if someone attacks him, you're going to be the only thing between him and the attacker. By your own admission, you don't do the stuff real well. Perhaps...
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a healer.
Mr. Gavigan and I, we've shared scotch. We've, perhaps the two of us can handle this a bit.
Agreed. I trust Mr. Jordan enough with that gun to make sure that I die. As for the rest of you, the lights are key. You see, you must have learned by now that the creature is sensitive to it and burns away the fog.
Alright, so my theory goes from about a 4 to an 8 now.
It will not destroy the creature if that's what you're thinking, but it will attract the creature to the source of the light to make sure that
put it back
the
down to a 2. It's just a little different than I thought. But light is
the
key.
fog at the very least.
So
Pretty
perhaps
sure that Lucy's faster than the creature.
I was going to say, Tennessee, your car can drive on its own, da?
Well, I don't want to leave her by herself to face the creature, but yes.
Something worth considering.
So we need like a light show, is what you're saying? Like different lights, different times.
I mean, that sounds like a plan B to me.
It sounds like a plan B, my friend.
Listen, the one thing we have going for us is the fact that it might be big and strong and incapable of being stopped, but it is only one. If we are in multiple locations and it is led from one to the other, we can run it all over this island.
Absolutely.
Yep, I like it.
I think that's probably the best. If it's attracted by the lights, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Keep it running until the ritual or whatever it is you're doing is completed.
Agreed. At this point, you're on the island and you're driving up to Miser House. Very well.
It's still foggy.
The fog is low at the moment. Will have gone back to its place of rest for now.
Well, if it's at its place of rest, just start it, and it won't. If it's like sleeping or chilling, maybe it's
Maybe just do ritual very quietly.
very quiet.
We'll awaken the creature.
Oh.
So basically, we need to start maybe like small fires at different points on edge of island. Start one here, draw creature there. Start one here, draw it here.
That could work.
Last
Yes.
ditch is carved.
Dr. Ernest, the book, if you would.
He looks
Wait,
at...
let us start off the give us a 10-minute head start on the fires.
Very well.
Yep.
He looks at Gavigan and then Marcus, and his eyes twitch a bit, and he kind of grips hold of the book a little tighter. I think that I should be with Gavigan. I do not think I will be helpful with this light thing. I think I'll be going to my death if I do that.
I think you'll be going to your death if you do something that's outside of your skill set, Doctor. The book will be returned to you. I will simply pick it up after Mr. Gavigan turns to ash or fog or whatever else it is happens whenever you give your soul to something.
Expires.
Yes, what
And I will pick up the book. I will walk it with arm's length and give it to you.
What happens to you, Mr. Gavigan, when the thing is complete?
Soul will be taken.
Yes. Your soul is taken. Yes. I'm talking about your physical body. Will it just simply die? Will you turn into some grotesque creature that will attack the nearest person there? Will you turn into a giant maggot?
In truth, I do not know.
And this
The
is
maggot-
fascinating discussion, but
Well,
it's going to happen regardless.
yes, I just wanted
already setting
to
fires.
give you an idea of what's happening, Marcus, just in case you need to defend yourself when it finally happens. That was my point. To try and...
Doctor, I'm a master of improvisation. Let's go ahead and...
It's very true. He's very good at it.
Yes, quite.
Marcus is going to take Katherine aside for a moment.
Okay, so group
So-
breaks. Yeah, suspects.
So you made a deal.
We were in a very bad spot. We need to talk about
not
it
condemning
further.
it.
Okay. Well, it was real strange. We were separated, but like in our minds, and this feller came
I
in.
trust
and
you. You did what you had to do to survive. I understand that. I'm not condemning you for the action that obviously kept you alive.
Sorry, this was
I just
dealing
need to
with
know that you made the deal.
Holy Crusade. Yes, I made a deal to kill Fuckface. Sorry.
It's a
I know his
fuckface. It's
hands
fine.
were- It's Fuckface, yeah. Let's kill him.
We can-
I was afraid you were in danger.
It was I. But the other way around. I thought perhaps I was told by Fuckface that you were in danger and I should kill old Edward over there. Turns out he has good drink and pretty interesting conversation.
Well,
This whole not killing people,
it's strange. It's
the mysteries you learn.
us. Maybe we'll have to do it slightly more often with the exception of Dansborough, 'cause, I've already agreed.
So, yes, several places that need to be traversed here along the globe. Just be careful. Light your fires, but stay safe. And I will stay next to Mr. Gavigan. Make sure that I recover this book when it's done. But remember, do what you did before. Deal or no deal, survive. That's how we've made it this far.
Have I ever told you that I loved you?
No, never.
Never. She'll just give him a little kiss and be like, all right, time to burn the swamp down. Stay safe. I'll do my best to stay safe, and then we're getting the fuck out of here. Australia, I guess? It's been a while since we've been there.
At least it's not Peru.
It's not Peru, and I've got friends in Shanghai if we ever decide to go there, so. Alright, and she'll go off, start setting fires. Oh, and I'll just bring it up later, and she just goes and sets fires.
He whispers after her, take care, my love. And he goes to join Gavigan.
Okay, so you guys go to start some fires.
Before he goes,
Yeah, go ahead.
because Lucian's really hanging on to this book. He goes up to Gavigan and he goes, I'm going to need proof that you're the one responsible for all these murders so I can leave the country and continue with this. You wouldn't happen to have any physical evidence or that could help?
The book.
I don't know. What, this book?
Yes, that will be suffice. And if you require it, here is my confession.
Absolutely, yes, a confession. Ooh, absolutely.
I was afraid that Zara Shafiq would overtake me in my position. She has connections back in Egypt where the original cult, they are not keen on an Englishman in power. So I sought the depths of them as they came in.
You wouldn't happen to have any evidence to, I don't know, for Shafiq, Miss Shafiq, that we can take to the police to have her arrested too? I mean, kill two birds with one stone. You're going to die anyway, so you may as well...
Yes, to leave her well alone.
Okay, well, yes. I'm not planning on taking the whole thing down. Just a suggestion, but the confession will do.
No doubt you will encounter her again if you ever find your way into Egypt. She has ways of getting around.
Yes, well, I hope we don't. So confession and book.
The book now, Dr. Ernest. Sure.
And he hands it over, and as he grabs it, his grip's very firm, and he's going to have to pull it a bit to get it off.
Marcus walks by and slaps the book. All right, let's go.
Yes, well, light a fire and run.
Gavin snatches it up. And so it's the three of you moving towards the center of Mitre House. And
oh no, I'm going off.
You're going with the others. Okay.
I'm going with the others to set fire, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll say that each of you have set a fire around, roughly a different corner of the area of the island.
Does our skills plan B and pyromania pay off?
Absolutely.
And also, just wondering, in all that time, did Lucian actually ever look at Koskov's wound and do any kind of...
Yes, he did. Yeah, I rolled a first aid on it. I got a 22.
Yeah.
Can I use that first aid for everyone? Like it's a group?
I get to roll individually.
Do I have to roll individual? Who else wanted to first aid?
Not
it
me.
was Tennessee, wasn't it?
I'll take it.
Okay, there you go. That's an extreme success. So I got one hard for Koskov and
So
extreme.
heal for one and continue to heal one every day for first aid.
And at the end, that's for myself. 44 for myself as well.
Nice.
So, and then I'll do medicine at the end of it, so you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alrighty then. So Gavigan and Marcus walk through the gate to Mitre House. And at this point, you guys are well out of line of sight because the island is large enough to several miles wide, and you guys are at the edges of it, setting fires. And as the beacons are lit, around the island. It doesn't take too long for you guys. Probably take an hour or two before you guys really set up proper fires around the corners of this island. And Gavigan looks towards Marcus at the gateway and is like, "Are you ready then?"
Ooh,
Yes,
I'll make a
looks
Molotov with whatever's
Lucian
left of
calls
the
for
alcohol.
aid.
Quite.
Yep.
Then, when you go to my death, I hope this works.
Edward,
Yes.
it's been a bit of a pleasure, despite you being a cultist and everything. You had good drink. It was nice spending the night with you. In the worst
Likewise.
possible way.
Yes. Not all of us are evil men. I would like to think, Marcus. Some of us perhaps are those fallen from the path of good.
Well, then there's always a chance.
Yes. You're right. Perhaps if there is a God, he will deem me more worthy for this act.
Put in a good word for me.
Be certain to. As for your wife, Katherine, and her soul, I truly am sorry, Marcus. I wish I could have done something.
Well, there's always a chance.
The book can't contact him.
I'm a very good negotiator.
He looks around to make sure no one else is looking. Everyone's far away. If you wish me to, I can. Before I cast a ritual, I could contact him.
Let me talk to the big guy, and then you get to what you need to do.
Very well. And he extends a hand to shake.
He'll take it earnestly and shake it. Good luck to you, Gavigan.
See you on the other side. And he begins to mutter under his breath words which come to him all too easily. And as he does so, he places a hand on your forehead for a moment, and you feel your eyes close, a flash of light, and suddenly you are no longer in the same place as you were. Instead, you're back at your home. And you recognize the house, of course, likely on the couch, and it smells like something amazing is cooking, and some pie like Katherine has going on in the oven right now. And as you familiarize yourself with the surroundings, it's only a few moments before a dark, tall creature, barely a man, with long distended arms, slithers his way into the room. His face is barely recognizable, as it's more a blur than any kind of face, but you can make out the image of something below. And of course, as you see the creature, you roll a sanity check.
He failed it, of course.
You lose 5 points of sanity for looking at the being that is Nyarlathotep, and he sits across the sofa from you, although he barely makes an imprint or an impression upon the sofa as he sits down. It's quite strange.
I assume that you are the master.
I am the one that they call master, and you have been called to me by one of my former servants, Gavigan. I no doubt he has told you much already of his fate. Will come to him soon. His betrayal of me.
It's a shame.
No one noticed.
Well, I've come to make you an offer, master.
I will listen to your offer.
You've accepted the allegiance of a woman named Katherine.
My executioner.
I wish to take her spot.
I am afraid I do not understand this offer. You wish to join her as one of my servants.
One of your servants, yes, but in her stead.
What is begun cannot so easily be undone, Mr. Jordan.
I'm not finished. Your former servant, Mr. Gavigan, is taming a monster. The thing in the fog is what they call it.
Yes.
I intend to kill Mr. Gavigan and tame the monster myself. And I will use it to kill Dunsborough. I will be your executioner, or I will let your creature be tamed. It is my offer.
I see. The taming of the beast itself is not something which concerns me too much. After all, my work here in this country has been completed. But nonetheless, the chaos and ravages which it will bring to these people will very much please me. I will not quickly accept such an offer, Mr. Jordan. But I will tell you this, if I were to accept it, you would be my executioner, you would be my beast, you would be my thing in the fog.
One further addendum. Under no circumstances will I ever execute Katherine.
I will grant you this boon. May I ask, why? Why sell your soul to me? Surely you must know the consequences of becoming the fiend in the fog.
Because we survive. I want her freed now, though. The bond, take it away. You have my word.
I remember now the fleeting lives of your people, terrified of death. Very well. I will make certain then that no harm comes to her from you. Gavigan's soul, which you would have placed to bind the creature, will instead be yours offered instead. You will bind it with your power. My thing in the fog will be free, and I will tell you where to go, where you will bring pain and misery in my armies. Do you accept?
For Katherine, yes.
Then I lose one executioner and am given another. Welcome to the ranks, thing in the fog. I am Nyarlathotep, and I am your master. And it lunges in towards you. Yeah, it lunges in towards you and places a leathery tongue on your forehead. And again, the flash of light burns, and you're back standing next to Gavigan. And you're already standing there with a gun to his head. And he's looking at you in fear. Marcus.
Your soul is yours, Edward. Your redemption's complete. Don't spend it here. Goodbye, friend. And he pulls the trigger.
Good. And then his brain is blasted across the pavement. And crawling out from Miser House, you see the thing in the fog, and for once you can truly see it. There's only a low fog on the ground, moves out, peels its way from the house. See its three huge elephantine-like tentacles pulling itself along the ground and moving towards you, the reek of burnt hair growing louder and louder, stronger in your nose. And the beast speaks, and you recognize it to be the voice of your master, Nyarlathotep. Welcome, Marcus. Join me. It is your destiny.
He puts his gun in his holster in his back, puts the knife in his belt, puts his hands in his pockets. But before he does so, he takes the book and closes it and throws it behind him, back towards where his friends would be. And like he did as a boy in the high plains in South Africa, he simply pulls himself to his tall height, hands in pockets, and walks forward.
As the free tentacles wrap Marcus up and draw him into an embrace, he disappears inside the fog of the creature, which seems to go silent for a moment, its head lowered down, until a few moments later, its head whips back up again. Marcus is no longer to be seen, and there is a new thing in the fog. That's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep, my friends.
So did the plan work?
I don't know what number plan we're on right now. What letter plan this is.
Cock! I knew I should have gone with the book. Fuck.
It's plan K.
Yeah. Well, my friends, that is where we're going to end tonight's episode. We hope that you guys there in the chat enjoyed it. Thank you so much for all of the support and contributions to our story today. It's a big one. I can't wait to see where this is going next. Of course, next up on the show we have Warhammer, so don't go anywhere. We've got another game coming your way in just a few moments' time. But boy, let's go around the cast and crew. How do we feel? What's going on? And hand over to Greg first of all, because Greg, you and I had a little chat just before the game. Do you want to chat to the team and to the audience about what's happening?
Yeah, this is super duper bittersweet for me. This was my last episode of Call of Cthulhu, where it's at on Wednesday afternoons on Encounter Roleplay. I love this game and these people more than life itself, but life seems to be pulling me in a different direction. Work is not cooperating as I wish they would. But just know this, here on Encounter Roleplay, from 2 to 5 every Wednesday afternoon is where it's at. And next Wednesday afternoon, I will be sitting there with Pat, Dr. Thaddeus Lewis, Jolly, Castor, the Good Father, and Marcus Jordan, and all of us will be watching these wonderful people tell a tale of excellence, orchestrated by the best goddamn keeper, and luckily the first goddamn keeper I've ever had. And so I'll be with you as much as I can in chat. I will be a sad pup, very, very sad, but the story continues, and I am blessed, life-changingly so, to have been a part of it. I have and forever will be a fan of everyone here, a fan of this show, a fan of this channel and this keeper, and a fan of this chat. So, Trickster Gods, I will give you one last salute, and I'll see you when I see you.
Oh man, sucks so bad. Sucks so bad. Oh, dude, I am. Sucks. It's been, I don't know how long it's been, like 2 years, year and a half, maybe 2 years now. It's just been the best fucking time, the best fun. Greg always brings the best characters and the best stories, and it's not going to be the same by any stretch of the imagination. It started all the way back on the horror on the Orient Express, and it's just been amazing story after amazing story since. So everyone's gonna miss you, man, so much. It's gonna suck. I don't have any words, but I'm hoping against hope that things work out with the real life situation and work, and that there's going to be a place back in this crew. Any time you get a free spot, there's going to always be space for Greg here on the channel, here in this game, and here in this crew. So thank you so much for all of the the time, the effort, the love that you've poured into this game with us, and I cannot wait for the next adventure we will go on together. And I think actually it might be Tomes and Tentacles the next time that we're playing together again, Greg. So I'm really excited to start that again.
Well, my brother, there is always a chance, like Marcus said. So we'll see.
Lindy, I'm gonna hand it over to you.
I'm fine. Hi, I'm Lindy. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy. I do stuff with tabletop RPGs. You should follow me there.
Tom.
No, go past me. I'm not ready. I mean, yeah, it's I'm not even sure we're supposed to talk about today's show, really. I don't really know really what to say. I mean, I'm hoping upon hopes that work sorts itself out, and obviously, as Will said, that once it's done, you're just like instantly back in. I mean, you know, if it takes like a week, a month, 2 years, 5 years, we'll still be playing. Straight back in, with just like that. Which, however, I love playing with you so much, Greg. So I'm going to need to find another game to play with you, my man. I need to find another game to play with you somehow. So I'm sure I can. I'm sure I'll find some way to do that, even if it's for an hour. But yeah, you'll be truly missed. Like so much. Words can't even express how much you're going to be missed. But yeah, I'm Redundant UK. I stream on Twitch. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Pruitt.
Well, Greg, I'm gonna miss you, sir. I think Greg is probably the finest role player that I have ever played with. And I'll just say this, as Koskov, до свидания, comrade.
Don.
I love Greg. I love you. I love all of you guys. I love playing this game with you. And we'll continue to play together in various ways. And I think the thing about Wednesdays and Call of Cthulhu that sits with me when I think about what we've done over the past couple of years so much are all of these tragic but heroic moments that we find in a story where there really shouldn't be any heroes. All the different great characters, and I love if this was the last day, I thought today's story was amazing. I thought how Marcus got from A to B was amazing. I thought it was a fantastic ending to a really great character, and that's what this game is every week. That's what it's been since the beginning, since I've been a part of it, since before I was a part of it. So I think that's an excellent way to end, and bittersweet. But yeah, that's it. I'll miss having you on the game here, but I will see you again.
After hearing that, I'm glad that I didn't go with the book, because that was a perfect way of going, actually. I'm very glad that I didn't now.
Yeah, no, it worked out pretty well, actually, for Marcus's story, which is what I wanted to make sure happened, at least, was that there was a good ending for him. And we had chatted briefly before I knew Greg had messaged me, and we had thought about him getting into some kind of altercation at Penny Foundation. Was my first thought, was maybe there's some kind of fight there, and it goes completely differently. But the gave him a chance to, in the end, say goodbye to Katherine and to the party, and it made perfect sense for him. It's absolutely what Marcus would have done. So perfect end for that story, at least for now. And hopefully there's a chance that things work out and we can bring Marcus back, or maybe another character entirely, either in a story or another one. But it's not going to be the same. So next week I'm going to be dressing up as Greg, just so that we all have some kind of Greg figure here. Maybe we'll put like a straw doll or something like that, like a cutout frame of Greg, so we can not be all so lonely. But man, it's been the wildest ride. Truly some of the best role playing I've ever seen, and ever had the sheer pleasure to take a part in. And this whole group, it's just magic when you've got it with a group, and this group is absolute magic. And it's because everyone is lifelong friends. And I'm gonna stop talking now, because otherwise I'll talk here forever. But it's just been amazing, and I can't wait for the next chance we play together and the next time we'll see each other again. So until next time, for the last time in a little while, at least, try not to roll too many nat ones, my friends. We want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody.